You want to get on the action? We want to hear from you. Hit us up, faderoutemail@gmail.com. Slide in our DMs on IG @FadeRoutePodcast. Drop us a DM on Twitter @FadeRouteDNZ. Comment on our YouTube channel, The Fade Route with DNZ. Questions, comments, picks, segment suggestions, you name it, we want to hear from you. Get at us, in crowd. Order up! All right, boys and girls, our Major League Baseball preview starts this week. It is time for us to order up.
Order up, order up.
This week, we are ordering up the division of the champs, the American League West. From 5 to 1, who you got, D?
All right, shocker. Starting with those athletic players in Oakland. They seem more interested at where they're going to play in the future than fielding a competent baseball team. Let's just put it that way. So I have them at number 5. Number 4. I'm going to surprise you, I think. I have the Angels. I just don't see why it would work this year. You know, Tani's going to probably get traded at the trade deadline. Rendon just probably got hurt while we're on this podcast. And Trout will get hurt before the All-Star break. I mean, I can't see why this year it's going to work, you know? Number 3. I'm going with Texas. I have the Rangers finishing in 3rd, even though DeGrom already got hurt. I think they're trying. DeGrom, Eovaldi, Heaney. They might be able to prove a bit formidable. Seager's hopefully comes around this year. Simeon plays well. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the Rangers here. And number 2, who do I have at number 2? I got the defending champs at number 2. If, it's a well-oiled machine, I get that. I just, I'm trying to see if something different might happen this year. And so I have them, I can't see them finishing below 2nd. And then number 1, I think it's the Mariners. It's hard not to take them seriously after looking back at how they ended last year. They've got J-Rod. They got a decent pitching staff. The division's winnable. Yeah, that's what I got, man.
We have a lot of agreement. A lot of agreement. A lot of agreement. Well, we're going to start with the Oakland A's. At 5th place, we're going to start with the Oakland A's.
Shocker.
The owner wants his team bad enough to move to Miami. The problem is there already is a team in Miami. So I don't know what they're going to do. And they don't have a lot of options left of players to sell. Like, okay, off the main roster, you're going to sell Blackburn. He was decent. He's not going to get you much. Like, Trevor May is going to be back in Queens by June. James Caprillion stinks. Like, there are plenty of ex-Yankees on this roster. So, they have one catcher, Jesus Aguilar. Hey! The wonderful veteran presence on this team. He'll be gone by May. And Ramon Laureano is the only guy who's going to fetch you a decent return. Ramon Laureano. It wouldn't surprise me if he's a Yankee, because they still will need a center fielder, because I don't know if Aaron Hicks isn't going to be there. Harrison Bader may not be there.
Aaron Hicks isn't going to be there? Where's Aaron Hicks going to be?
Hurt.
He's going to be a Yankee, though, right?
Yeah, he'll be a Yankee. He'll be on the IL again. He puts the ill in IL.
Oh, man. Best sign deal ever. 7 years, 70 million. No, it was 10 years, 70 million, right?
10 years, 7. Yes. It was terrible. Terrible, no matter how you slice it.
We got a steal here, Brian. I don't see it.
I mean, it did only cost you John Ryan Murphy. So in that regard, yes, a guy who never made it. But that's pretty bad. Number 4, I'm going with the Rangers. I don't like what they're doing. Yes, DeGrom is already hurt. But it looks like they really built up a team of assets just to trade them, right? Heaney is garbage. He had one good year. Andrew Heaney. Ask Angel fans about Andrew Heaney. They'll tell you. Ask Yankee fans for the 3 weeks that Andrew Heaney was on the roster. He was terrible. Right? Do you really like... Okay, you have Jake Odorizzi. Okay, he's a 4. Right? You have Glenn Otto. He's a 5. DeGrom, I've seen enough of DeGrom that I know he's not going to pitch all that much. Like the past 2 years, he's not pitched all that much. Actually, 3 since the pandemic year. He hasn't pitched all that much. So he's either going to be very rested or it's the beginning of the end. We're going to see. Evaldi, he's hit or miss. John Gray, hit or miss. It's just, there's not a lot there. And offensively, you're looking at Semien and Seager. This team's really not that different offensively. What makes me think that they're going to be better? They'll be good enough to lose. They were good enough to lose without Jacob deGrom. So I still have them in 4th. 3rd place, I have the Angels. Now, you gotta figure at some point, right? At some point, these guys are going to be healthy, right? Trout is going to be healthy. Rendon is going to be healthy. You brought in Gio Urshela probably as an insurance policy in case Rendon is hurt. You brought in Brandon Drury. You have some depth on this team. You have veteran players. You brought in Hunter Renfroe. I think that's going to be a really good addition. Renfroe is going to have a great year for them. It boils down to pitching. It really boils down to pitching and health. And if they can get anything out of anybody behind Shohei Ohtani, they can be a solid team, like on the outskirts of the wild card. Tyler Anderson, you're going to get a chance to prove that what you did last year was not a fluke. Right? Reed Detmers, you pitched a no-hitter last year. Let's see if you can keep it going. Matt Moore, you're trying to resurrect your career. Re-resurrect. It's like the second time you've tried to resurrect. So they're buying low. They're buying low. I think they're finally going to luck into some health. 2nd place, I'm with you. I'm going with the Astros. This team's another year older. This roster, I don't know about the pitching. I need to see more. Like, can they do it for another year with these guys? We'll see. But they're going to be good. At the very least, they'll be a wild card team. It wouldn't surprise me if they won the division, but I think they're going to slide back just enough to let the Mariners in, right? A full year of Luis Castillo, J-Rod, Teoscar Hernandez. They got him from the Blue Jays. Maybe Kelnick takes the turn that they want. They hope he's taking. He's going to get playing time because Taylor Trammell is hurt. AJ Pollock, they brought him in maybe for a nice depth move. They're a little thin in the infield, but pitching is really where it's at. I really like the depth on this team. I like, having Castillo. I like having Festa. George Kirby is a solid pitcher. Chris Flexen went to Korea and came back a different pitcher. Right? I saw him on the Mets. He was an absolute scrub. He goes to Korea. He comes back. He's a different guy. So I think that they're going to be A-okay, and you never count out Trader Jerry. I could easily see a 1-2 of Luis Castillo and Corbin Burns on this team. It's within the realm of possibility, 100%. And I think this is the year that the Mariners take the next step. Thanks for listening to this episode of our podcast. If you like what you heard and want to hear more, be sure to like and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Rate us 5 stars, leave us a review, turn on subscription notifications, and tell your friends. Spread the word, spread it wide.